Today's beer is the Trappist Tripel. It's an amber-coloured Trappist ale with a broken white head. The harmonious taste starts off fruity and shifts to malty caramel, a perfectly balanced ale. Its ABV is 8% and it comes in a 330ml bottle. It's brewed by Brouwerij de Connoisseur, which is based in Berkel-Enschot, which is in the Netherlands. Proost to you guys. Yes, so Trappist Tripel by La Trappe, a beer or a brewery that was made by monks who escaped from France. Definitely a first on this show, I would say. Monks escaping France, making beer in the Netherlands. Go for it. Why not? There are less weird stories about beer is made, and I like a weird story about why beer is made. Monks make the best beer, what can I say? So, it's a Dutch beer, it's an amber ale. They can be hit and miss, they can be, very much so. But I'm excited, it's got a lot of history behind it. It's very old. Hopefully, it's going to be great. First of all, then we have the bottle appearance. Now, with this, you've got to keep in mind of the history of the brewery. As I say, very, 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 very old brewery. Started by monks, escaped from France, went to the Netherlands, made beer in a monastery. So that's the look they've kept, that's the look they've gone with. And does it look good? Does it work in the modern age? Yeah, I think it does. I think it works really well. I like the older styled font they've used. There's many different versions of this kind of brewing, I think, that they have. So this one's a triple, there's a double, then there's a white, I think, or a blonde, as they say, obviously. So a white ale. There's a lot of different styles of this beer they do. This one's a triple. It's the strongest one, I believe, at 8%. And I like the outside of it. I think it's really cool. Triple's nice and big at the bottom there, so if there are a number of them lined up on the shelf in the fridge, you know which one you're going for. The name, the Trappe, very classic, in the classic font, in the middle there, very nice and large. Colour-wise, it's an old school bottle. It's old-fashioned, but it's meant to be. It's okay. It's all right. I like the bottle itself. I think it's really cool. It's got their Trappist all over it as well, and their insignia for bottle. I'm going to go with it's a classic, it's very nice, 7.25. So let's get the bottle open, let's try it out and have a look at what it looks like in glass. It's meant to be an amber ale. Is it an amber ale, or is it a little bit too dark being a triple? Let's have a look. Lovely. Then, as always, as we take the top off, lovely stuff. Let's pour it in, let's have a look. Glug, 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 that's what we like to hear from a bottle. Very nice. Ooh, look at the colour of this bad. Oh, spilt it, almost spilt the beer everywhere then. Getting too excited. Never spill a drop. Rightio. Cool, lovely stuff. So, look at that, wow. I'll give them their due. They say amber ale, and they really mean amber ale as well. Look at that, very, very nice. Quite cloudy, but it's an ale. You'd expect to not be able to see it. Fizzy, but again, it's an ale. That's what they've gone for, an amber ale. Tends to be fizzy, nice head on it, definitely. It looks almost like IPA kind of colours. Very nice. A lot lighter than I thought it was going to end up being. I know they said amber ale, but when you sometimes pour it in a glass, it doesn't look anything like it. But it looks great, it looks very nice, it looks very drinkable. It looks lovely, very fizzy, very gassy. But I like that in a kind of ale, an amber ale. I like that. I'm going to give it a 7.5. And for smell, so I've got nothing so far from it. You wouldn't expect much from this kind of ale anyway. It's near a lager, you get a hoppy smell I'd imagine to get. Let's have a look, let's give it a whiff and see what we think. What an interesting aroma. Very nice. So, it said in the description that it was fruity and malty. And it really is. It really, really is. I mean, it's very malty. You can smell that. It's an amber ale. It's meant to be. But there is a really kick of fruit there too. I'm not sure what fruit it is. More a generic kind of tropical fruity smell. And definitely the malts you can smell. There's a big smell of malts, but it's a Netherlands ale brewed by people who are from France. You'd imagine it'll be the same kind of thing. It smells good. It smells a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It smells a lot more interesting than I thought it was going to be for what it is. And it makes me want to try it. It really does, which is a good sign for a smell. So, can't knock it. Smells very, very good as an amber ale. For this type, probably the best smelling one I've had. I'm going to go with one more whiff. Let's go to 8. It smells really good. It smells, like I say, the fruitiness and the maltiness is definitely there. There's a fruity kick to it. It smells interesting. It smells very intriguing, and that's great for a beer. 8 out of 10. It's doing well so far. So the bottle, it's perfectly fine for what it is, for its history, etc. Very good. The smell surprised me quite a bit. I did not expect that much fruitiness and that much kind of almost IPA qualities to it from a Netherlands amber ale. Was very malty, but they do say it's a malty beer, and also it's 8%. You got to take that into account. However, it didn't give me an alcohol kick of smell at all. So, smells good, looks alright. How does it taste? So, cheers to you guys, and cheers to all the monks out there, all the religious people. Well done. You wouldn't see me do it, but best of luck to you, and God bless. Here we go. Cheers to you all. That is something special. Something very, very unique. It's, even though I said it kind of smells like an IPA, it doesn't taste like one. It tastes more on the kind of, I hate to pigeonhole it, but more on the kind of lager end, because it is very fizzy, it's very carbonated, it's very gassy, but it's not, it's got a lovely taste. A lovely, fruity, smooth taste. You would not think it's an 8% at all. There's no hint of strong alcohol burning on the back of your tongue. It's just a really good flavour. One I can't really describe at the moment after the first sip. It is quite malty, I guess, but there is a fruitiness to it and a definite smoothness, which is unique. It doesn't really have a position. It's not lager, it's not IPA. It's somewhere in the middle, but it's in a really, really nice middle pot to it. So, first sip, surprisingly good, completely different to what I expected. I'm going to go as high as a 9 out of 10. First sip was great then, it was really, really good. As I say, there's a flavour there, it's not harsh. Being 8%, you think maybe it's on the harsh end. Not at all, very smooth. So, let's have a second sip and see if I can work out what those flavours are I'm getting. There's really, really good flavours. It's so unique, it's really hard to explain. So, it's got a really dark ale quality to it, really good dark ale taste when you first take a sip, like a, I don't go as far as a stout, but kind of along those lines, which is really nice, very nice, woody. Really, really gentle though. 8%. Wouldn't have thought it. Very gentle. And then after that kind of ale, darker ale kind of taste goes, and you get a fruitiness, almost like an IPA coming through. Instantly. It goes like that. And that's also really, really nice. Very enjoyable. But also, you've got that little fizz of a lager inside there too. It's doing a lot. It really is. On the taste buds, it's doing you a massive flip 180 just constantly. But it's lovely. I'm going to enjoy this. That is bloody lovely. Also, as you go on, the taste stays there, very much so, and it has like a really sweet kind of caramel-ish taste to it as well. It tastes of autumn. I'm going to throw that out there. So the thought I had in my head, oh, excuse me, very much taste of autumn. The sweetness with the maltiness and the by the fire and the leaves are falling and brown, and it's very brown. There's brown everywhere and there's amber everywhere, and it tastes of amber, and it's very, very nice. Very, very good. Balanced perfectly. I could probably have, I don't know, I dare I say it, to be fair, 3 or 4 of these in a night, maybe on the session before I had a change. I don't know. It's 8%. But I think it's one of those beers that would absolutely surprise you. You think you're doing fine, and then all of a sudden, bam, you're hammer drunk. You absolutely wasted, because it does not taste like 8%. It's so pure, it's so smooth. There's no harshness to it. There's so many flavours of the maltiness, of fruitiness of an IPA, the maltiness of an ale, that caramel sweetness. That it's very, very good. Effort to drink. I'm going to go with I loved it. I think it's very nice, especially in kind of the winter kind of times. Maybe it is quite strong. Kind of autumn, winter, sat by a fire in a pub. This is the one. It's very nice. I'm going to go with a 9.5 out of 10. It's a cracking beer. Gassiness, it is pretty gassy. As I said earlier on, it's quite carbonated. Even when I poured it into the glass, it was very, very, very fizzy. It's not bloaty. I don't feel bloated at all. It's not heavy. As I say, I could have 3 or 4 of them, I think, before I need to move on. But it is very carbonated. There's a little bit of gas, a bit of burping going on after you have it, but it's not. It doesn't make you feel like you've had a whole meal, or make you feel heavy or anything like that. So I'm going to go with a perfectly fine. It's as you expect. It's an ale. It's quite carbonated. 7 out of 10. And the after drink feeling, so really good. Impressed. Really, really impressed. Usually when you get beers like this that have history and have stories behind them from the brewery and such, they tend not to be very good. They tend to be a bit bland. A lot of the German beers do it, where they have the old-fashioned writing on the bottle and it looks really vintage and old and such. And then you drink it and it's like, oh, it's just your bog standard ale. There's nothing special at all about it. This though tastes fantastic. It's got everything. It's got lager fizziness and also a little hint of the lager kind of taste. It's got an IPA taste. It's got a dark ale taste. It's bloody lovely, bloody smooth, bloody balanced. And 8%, I do feel a little bit, now it's kicking in a little bit maybe, because I do drink quite fast when I film these. But when I was drinking it, nothing at all. So, I'm going to go with a after drink feeling of Get Me More. Really enjoyed it. 9 out of 10. I've counted up the scores then, and the Trappe and their Trappist Tripel gets a very, 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 very good score for a drink that's not an IPA. It must be said, let's be honest, I rate IPAs quite highly. For a drink that's not an IPA, 81.7%. Really good, because I didn't know what I was walking into. Amber ale could mean a million things, but this is the one with the fullest flavour, with everything inside it, and that's what a kind of indistinct beer should do. It should take you on a journey through everything, and it does. Dark ale, yes. Lager, yes. IPA, yes. Beautiful. Really, really good. And it deserves to be towards the top of the leaderboard. I don't have the leaderboard in front of me, but I'm imagining it's going to be a lot higher than some IPAs, and it is in contention with the top half. And it deserves to be there because it doesn't look like much, but it's a banger of a beer. Let's have a look how it's done in our league table. There we are, the Netherlands again. Well, France via the Netherlands going through with another great beer. Is Netherlands my new favourite beer place? It's doing very well. It's doing very, very well, and this was a massive surprise. This ticks all the boxes. Go and get some from the website or wherever you buy your beer from. It's worth it. But for now, my name is Joe, as always. Thank you very much for joining us. Join us on social media, share, like. I will see you next time, right here on YouTube for A Quart Of Ale. Take care.